Well, let's try to sort this out some more. Special Agent and Supervisor for the Wyoming Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, Robert Lazenby, has been working with the FBI on investigations into people processing and sharing child pornography. He says in his 11 years of working on crimes like these, he has only seen one circumstance when someone genuinely, accidentally downloaded child pornography, only one time in 11 years. What can you add to our conversation here?
Well, I have so many concerns with this case that I don't even know where to begin. One of those being he claimed that the interview was 5 hours and he basically, gave in to the interviewers. In reality, the interview in which he claimed a sexual interest in children lasted about 10 minutes. And it was the second interview. The previous interview lasted about the same amount of time. So during the search of his house, he admitted a sexual interest in children. He admitted to owning the binder that contained child pornography. He's in a situation where he is not going to agree to everything that he's already admitted to because of the venue where he's at, in front of her, in front of the child's father.
He's told me everything.
He has a sexual interest, or has admitted to having a sexual interest in children in the 7 to 8 year old age grade. And my understanding is the daughter of Kim is 9 years old. That's a grave concern.
Grave concern. And if there was something that you would say to this mother, what would you say to Kim? Because what she's saying is, he's told me all of this, he's put it all in context, I get it, and I've vetted it, and I'm comfortable.
I wouldn't say that I'm comfortable. I have been in contact with CPS, and we already have an arrangement made where they know where she is at all times, where he is at all times. That's all been set up. I've agreed to that with CPS. I know that there are possibilities out there. I only know what he's come forth and told me. I only know that he's here on the show.
Is your daughter worth the risk?
I know that he's here on the show knowing that this would come out for me because he cares about us enough to be here. We knew that all this was going to come out, and he is still here.
But what you should be concerned about is what he told us about it was what you said he told you about it, which was, I was downloading movies. I asked you what happened. You said there was a time we was downloading movies, there was a big misunderstanding, and that's all over with. There's not a problem. That's just simply not what the record reflects. You're saying you've looked into it. That's what he is telling you.
I've seen most of that.
But then you know that's not what the record reflects.
Guilty or innocent, is your daughter worth the risk?
I am protecting my daughter.
But you have to have CPS involved in arrangements.
It was already done that way. He's not alone with her.
And you want to spend your life with somebody that can't be alone with your child?
Robert, here's what I look at from a forensic standpoint here. We know what the police report says. We know that we have a felony conviction for possession of child pornography. We know that the interview acknowledges on this man's part an interest in a sexual attraction to children. I look at certain behaviors on the part of the child and certain characteristics of the child in terms of showing symptoms that would be common to there being a violation of boundaries. That, to me, looks like a risk factor.
Except for I couldn't get you the report.
I look at this, and it appears to me to be a high-risk situation that would be worthy of a high degree of vigilance and protection. Am I overreacting here?
You're not overreacting at all. Everything in this case indicates that that child is at a higher risk, a much higher risk than the average child.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.